everybody, and welcome back to the Monster Energy MXGP of Trentino, the final race of the weekend. MXGP Race 2, 30 minutes plus 2 laps of it. We're in a fabulous location. Shame we're about 20 minutes further up the mountain though, but we are in a spectacular location as well, with the Dolomite Mountain, snow-capped one side, and rock faces all around us. But if you've never been here before, why not get yourself over here next year, because you will not be disappointed. All around the lake here of Lake Garda. We're about 20 minutes away from that north shore. There's so many things to do. Why not get here, make it a date in 2026. The atmosphere building, the tension rising as the MXGP riders head out on their sighting lap ahead of MXGP Race 2 here at the Monster Energy MXGP of Trentino. We're in northern Italy. We've already had some fantastic racing. We've had some pretty good last lap passes and dramas and things like that. We've got fireworks, we've got flares, we've got everything here this weekend. We'll see the highlights of MXGP Race 1 in a few moments' time. Of course we will, if you weren't with us earlier. But look at the scene, just like it was on the first lap of warm-up this morning when the riders took to the track. The circuit just over 1,500 meters long, 1,570. We're pretty much at altitude, just over 250 meters. 4 intermediate sectors, so the start straight here, if you are joining us for the first time, is a 180 left, by the way. And then when we hit the finish line, we go left, right, down past pit lane. A couple of corners later, bottom of the hill. That's the end of Sector 1. Sector 2 before the jump on the side there. Sector 3 in the infield, just into that 180 left, and then the final sector. Jorge Prado, your winner here last year. We'll see he's not lining up because he's elsewhere doing his racing, but the fans here only want to see one thing. Well, the majority of them, dressed in red and yellow, over down the bank, also want to see a Tim Gajser victory. Here's what happened in race 1, though, earlier. Romain Febvre in the middle of the gate. Ruben Fernandez banging bars with the rider next to him. It was Febvre with his first foxhole shot since 2024 who led the way. His first of the season. Coldenhoff quickly in a second. Gajser into third, Maximino fourth, but at the top of the hill here, through the right-hander, a slight bobble for Coldenhoff, and that allowed Gajser just to get around the outside. Decisive move for the Honda rider. Lucas Coenen was in no mood for hanging around. He was up the inside of the Hoff as he moved into third. That was on lap 6. Maximino also found his way past the Fantic rider as he moved into fourth a couple of laps later. Coenen would finish third, Maximino fourth, Coldenhoff would finish in 5th place. Ruben Fernandez was up and down like a yo-yo, but once he got his mojo, he was all in, and he eventually came through to 7th. Romain Febvre left the door open. That allowed Gajser to steal the march, take over the lead on lap 14 of 18. There were just too many little mistakes creeping in, but on the final lap, you know, or the penultimate lap, Romain Febvre just set the fastest lap of the race. He was all in for the race win until this happened. Early on in that final lap, Gajser off the hook. Romain Febvre picked himself up. He would come home in 2nd position, but Tim Gajser, in front of that lot over there, went on to take his 5th race win of the season. Gajser striking first here in Trentino. Febvre 2nd, Coenen was 3rd. Right, it's back to normal over there. The music is still playing. The flares have stopped now, though, for now. But let's go down to the grid, because Lisa Leyland caught with a rider we've not seen in MXGP for a couple of years, Mitch Evans, the Australian, getting ready for some German championship races. And before that, one of the wildcards here this weekend, Nicholas Lapucci.
So we're almost ready for the final race of the day, MXGP Race 2. But let's catch up with a rider we haven't seen for a while, in fact. It's Nicholas Lapucci. We haven't seen you for a while, but you are back, and you definitely made an impression, Nick, in that qualifying race yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday I had serious fun. You know, I start first, I led the half lap, then the guys were pushing a lot, but I tried my best, you know, to stay in the top position. And then, you know, I'm not 100% because of the injuries. Last 2 years I've been struggling a lot with injuries, so I'm getting in shape, and I'm trying to be more consistent as possible every race, and to be back 100%.
Now you've been away from the World Championship for a while, and you come back. Do you realise how high that level is here?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. These guys were ripping a lot, and yeah, the rhythm is really high. It's it's the best in the world, and yeah, we try to do the same now, because in the first moto I had some bear banging the first corner, and then yeah, let's see what it brings.
Have a good race. Thank you. Now, we haven't seen this next rider for some time as well. It's Mitch Evans. Hi, stranger. Nice to see you back. What's it like to be back on the world stage?
Yeah, it's great to be back. Struggling a lot with the arm pump. It's been a long time since I've ridden a track this rough, but yeah, just happy to be back in the atmosphere and trying to do the best we can on the stock bike, and yeah, just trying to have fun.
So coming back here in Arco, what was your ultimate goal leaving this weekend?
Honestly, I would have loved the top 10, but we're a long way off that. Yeah, I got a lot of work to do to get back to that level, but I definitely underestimated the difference a factory bike to a standard bike makes. So yeah, we're struggling to get off the line a lot, and even struggling to get over the triple there. But yeah, we're just doing the best with what we got, and just enjoying being back racing, and just trying to get the laps under my belt again, because our main focus this year is the ADAC German Championship, and yeah, just trying to get back into the rhythm of things.
It's nice to see you back.
Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, good luck there to Mitch and all the guys. It's time for the final race of the day, MXGP Race 2.
Yeah, great to see Mitch Evans back here this weekend. He's had a tough couple of years when he was in MXGP with injuries and things like that, but yeah, good to see him back here and back on the ladder, if you like. We're just about to complete the first quarter of the championship here with the Monster Energy MXGP of Trentino with MXGP Race 2. We go to Switzerland a week from now, so that will conclude our 3 in a row. We get a week off, then we go to Portugal, Spain, week off, and then we've got France, Germany, Latvia on the bounce as well. We've got some breathing space in and around Matterley Basin before we go to Finland. But that whole back end of the season, talk about getting some air miles. We go to Turkey, we go to China, we go to Australia, we have a week off, we go to the USA. Play it right and go around the world from Europe to Turkey, China, Australia, back to the west coast of America, then the east coast, and then back to Europe if you want. Romain Febvre lines up on pole for the first time this year. Couldn't turn it into a win, though, could he? He tried his best. He led for the 13 of 18 laps in race 1. Tim Gajser just nailed him down, though, didn't he? And then he made that mistake. But those two will be jostling again, I'm sure. Good to see this Ducati there. Jeremy Seawer coming home third in the qualifying race. Head of Renault, Ruben Fernandez, Glenn Coldenhoff and Ben Watson. That's how the riders line up, of course. Panzer Bonacorti. Then we've got Lucas Coenen going to the line 11th. Iago Kietz, Tom Cock, Marcel Stauffer, Ivo Monticelli, Kevin Horgmo, and the rest. But in race 1, it's Tim Gajser with his 5th race victory of the season, and he's extended his lead by another 3 points over Romain Febvre at the top of the championship. Now 36 points heading into race 2. Lucas Coenen was 3rd in the race. Maxime Renault 4th. Glenn Coldenhoff was 5th. Romain Febvre disappointed that those little mistakes maybe crept in around about sort of lap 10, 11, 12, and that allowed Gajser just to get close enough to strike and maybe put him under pressure. Of course, after setting the fastest lap the lap before, the penultimate lap, Romain Febvre then made that mistake. He was going for that one last push for victory. Jeffrey Hurlings came away with 10th in race 1. Nowhere near 100%, still getting the arm pump, still getting that racecraft dialed in. Just still trying to find his place at the moment, but it will come in time. But obviously in the middle of 3 in a row, so that on itself, the intensity of a Grand Prix weekend, not the easiest place to step in. And after Switzerland, maybe with that weekend off, he'll have himself a little bit more breathing space. So by the time we get to Portugal, maybe we see a slightly rejuvenated Bullet. Maxime Renault there. He was 4th in race 1. What can he do here in race 2? Ben Watson again in that inside gate. The Fly Racing 15-second board up for the final time this weekend at the Monster Energy MXGP of Trentino. Hurlings not taking any chances, favouring those inside gates once again. Gate number 4 over on the our right, his left. Mitch Evans alongside him on the 43. Febvre up the middle. Everybody needs to stay up on two wheels here, but who's it gone down? We've got a Yamaha in there, in the thick of it. Was it Fernandez with a foxhole shot? Febvre is down in turn one. 6 in race 1, down at the deck in turn 1. Cairoli right towards the back as well, just hitting the tabletop now in the yellow. So the usually rapid starts, well, I'll tell you what, he's definitely been chewed up and spat out at the end, hasn't he? Shirt ripped, tyre damage on his shoulder, painful. First couple of corners for Seaweed. Ruben Fernandez leads, Tim Gajser, a Honda HRC 1-2 on the opening lap. Coldenhoff is in third. Ivo Monticelli was in fourth, but Lucas Coenen has just found his way past. Gajser around the outside of his teammate, picks him off. Closest to us here. Fernandez pretty much lets him have it. Gajser exactly where he wants to be. Fernandez not letting him have it all easy though, is he? Obviously it's early in the championship, no team orders here. He wants to go after the race win himself, but got to try and keep his teammate in check first of all. Got to be careful he doesn't ride over himself in order to stay there. Fernandez has been fast all weekend long. In the pre-practice, the time practice, the qualifying race, he was up and down. Unlucky to get docked a couple of positions, but his speed is on point this weekend. Coldenhoff is third, Coenen fourth, Renault fifth. Fernandez and Monticelli, Febvre there, number 3 in 8th place. Ivo Monticelli ahead of him, makes light work of the Italian as he moves up into 7th place. Kevin Horgmo there in red. Honda SR Motor Blues, Motul. Looking to go around the outside of Ivo Monticelli, leans on the Italian, duffs him up. Goes after the number 3 of Romain Febvre. Horgmo up into 8th. Jeffrey Hurling's looking to go around the outside of the Italian as well. And if he does, he'll move into 9th place. Gajser starting to pull clear of the 70 of Ruben Fernandez. Coldenhoff in white on the inside, on the left, 259, Fantic Factory Racing MXGP. They're in third position. He's knocking on the door for a podium as well, in what is very, very tight at the moment. Gajser looking at a double race win and 50 points. Lucas Coenen second. If you put the flag out now, of course, we've still got a long way to go, but Coenen will be on 38, Febvre 37, Fernandez 36, Coldenhoff 36, Renault 34. A lot can happen between now and the checkered flag. Oh, slight bubble there for the 70. Fernandez stays up on 2 wheels and in 2nd place, crucially.
Gajser, Fernandez, Coldenhoff, Coenen.
Lucas Coenen third in race 1. He found his way past Maxime Renault on lap 6 to move into that 3rd place. That was Fernandez making another mistake there, and Coenen. That fragile berm just getting pushed further and further out and then tightening up when people destroy it. 2 Frenchmen on the Monster Energy triple. Maxime Renault and Romain Febvre, 5th and 6th. Febvre has found his way past Fernandez. Sorry, yeah, it was Febvre and Fernandez on the uphill. So Febvre now up into 6th. Little correction there for the Hoff. Allows Lucas Coenen to gain a couple of bike lengths here and there. These two fighting over 3rd, just like they did in race 1. How effective is this outside? Double in, double out. Lucas Coenen getting the wheels on the ground early, stays nice and low. Coldenhoff squeezes him to the inside, so he switches to the outside instead. No route through for the Belgian. Maxime Renault just releasing a tear off of the handlebar grip there. It got caught. Gajser was fastest last time out, 1:49.462 as he opened his lead to 3.3 seconds over his teammate. Got a good wingman in Ruben Fernandez in this early part of the race. Just keeping riders at bay. Let's also bring in Romain Febvre into play, look. Because Febvre now behind Maxime Renault. Outside, inside, nice little cut back just after the finish line. So choppy down there yesterday in the qualifying race, past pit lane. Got a little bit of work on and off today. Febvre, I find it tough to find his way past Maxime Renault. Foxhole shot to Glenn Coldenhoff for the second time this year on that Fantic factory machine. Replay of the start then. Glenn Coldenhoff through the middle, held a nice tight line, mid-turn, crosses the line for his second Foxhole shot of the year. 26 now in the books in the career of Glenn Coldenhoff. Fernandez found his way by though as the Hoff went defensive. And then Siwa, look at the damage to the shirt there as he picks himself up. Louis Voster's looking on, Coldenhoff third, and Andrea Bonacorsi in 12th for Fantic. Back up to 11th now, the 132. Fernandez under pressure from Coldenhoff through the final turn and onto the finish line jump. Nothing in it between the Spaniard and the Dutchman. Everybody on that, well, I was going to say, most riders on that outside-inside cutback. Nice dirt there, nicely banked to the outside as well as they hit it, so they get in, turn, get on the gas, pretty much point and squirt. Gajser, another fastest lap of the race, a 1:48. The riders behind him in the 49s, down to Valandren, who's in the 50s, in 7th place. Lucas Coenen under attack here from not one but two Frenchies. Maxime Renault and Romain Febvre. Oh, nice, cute line that from Febvre. Look how he gains on Febvre, then lights up the back end as the rear tyre grapples for traction beneath him. So last time around, Tim Gajser about a 10th quicker than the race time of Romain Febvre in race 1. So at the moment, the Acerbi's fastest lap of the weekend going to Tim Gajser, unless things change between now and then. Oh, Maxime Renault and Romain Febvre bar to bar, heading up into the step up. Renault had to yield there because you're jumping and you slightly drift into the inside. Febvre didn't really give him much room to work either. Still a Honda HRC 1-2 between Tim Gajser and Ruben Fernandez. Oh, Febvre up to 5th with that move. Right, Febvre's race seems to have come alive here all of a sudden. It's cleared Maxime Renault. He's all over the back of Lucas Coenen, the rookie of the class. Doesn't want to follow him in, takes a longer route at the bottom of the hill, but got a smooth drive heading up into the step up. Watch his line here. not as tight as he was a lap ago, but you can see how he's prepared to work every inch of the racetrack, Romain Febvre, for maximum traction. Fernandez still hanging on for second. Coldenhoff third, Lucas Coenen fourth, the rider in green, Romain Febvre, finds himself in fifth. He's already put almost 2 seconds between himself and Max Renault. Again, cuts. He was doing that in the qualifying race yesterday, Romain Febvre, outside. Wide going in, comes out on the left-hand side without getting too bogged down with the ruts that are already there. Five laps in the books. Race one was an 18-lapper. Again, Febvre clean on the exit, quickly up on the pegs. Drops neatly into an inside rut. Keeps Lucas Coenen right in his line of sight. Both riders tripling up. You are committed right until takeoff there on that triple. Again, in and out of the turn early. Looking for any fresh dirt, any smooth piece of racetrack, Romain Febvre. A little bit choppy through there, just as he was in race one. It's where one of the areas where Gajser was a little bit more efficient. Gajser already disappearing out to the far right-hand turn. And he's coming towards us now in the opposite direction. Mitch Evans in 15th. Did a pre-grid with him at the start of the race with Lisa. Said he was a little bit off the pace, riding a stock bike, getting ready for the German Championship ADAC. And Evans in 15th at the moment. He said he was a little bit off in the first race. Coenen finally finds his way past Coldenhoff. So the Red Bull KTM moving by the Fantic Factory MXGP machine and up into third place. Ruben Febvre closing in on the rider in white, Glenn Coldenhoff. How long does Lucas Coenen need to get himself onto the rear wheel of Ruben Fernandez? And how long can Glenn Coldenhoff keep Romain Febvre at bay for? Put the flag out now. Gajser on 50, Lucas Coenen on 40, Febvre on 38. Looking for new lines, Romain Febvre. That inside, very stodgy. Everyone's staying away from that, most riders anyway. Right, can Febvre get out of here early? Yes, he can. But doesn't really gain too much on this occasion. Lucas Coenen and Coldenhoff both catching that hard edge where you can see what's going on there. It's hard and rocky underneath. That loose dirt now is just a smoke screen almost, hiding what lurks beneath. Back end gets the wrong side of it, just lights up. Again, in and out of here early, Romain Febvre. Lower on the takeoff. Then he doubles up onto this plateau. But he'll be frustrated as the back end steps out. Frustrated at that poor start, especially after a good start in qualifying and also in the first race.
Ora c'è Romain Febvre che ha come obiettivo quello di superare Glenn Coldenhoff, che in questo momento sembra non in difficoltà perché rimane.
Meanwhile, Tim Gajser stretching out his lead to almost, well, just over 8 seconds at the moment. Fernandez doesn't have such luxury, 1.6 seconds between him and Lucas Coenen. Febvre having a look up the inside of Coldenhoff. This, the battle for 4th place. Borgmo is up into 6th. He's found his way by Maxime Renault. And Watson on the verge of a top 10. He's now 11th after finding his way past Ivo Monticelli. And Watson only about 1.5 seconds behind Andrea Bonacorsi. That was nice through there this time for Romain Febvre. Then mid-turn on the exit through the left-hander. Waiting for Coldenhoff to commit in that right-hand turn. Oh, and then he almost cocked up mid-straight. Cross ruts, had to hit the brakes and then just dumped the clutch and correct. Those edges. Oh, don't like seeing those. You only need a slight couple of millimetres offline. If you're not careful, you catch it, and that's when you get the high side. Nothing worse than high side downhill. Still pushing. Solid though from Coldenhoff, keeping himself in 3rd place in the championship at the moment.
Si differenzia da questo gruppo, è un team Gajser che continua veramente ad impressionare ad ogni curva, ad ogni rettilineo, ad ogni salto, fa quello che vuole con una
8 laps complete.
ed una tranquillità sulla
Team Febvre down there, urging their man on. It's not going to be challenging Tim Gajser for a race win. 12 seconds off the pace. But they're frustrated that he's not being able to move forward at the pace that they were hoping. Bossman's here as well this weekend. The big boss. The team owner. And tries that inside. It's nice and clean on the exit. Has he just found another sneaky line there? Tension in the hands of Louis Vosters there. Team owner for Fantic Factory MXGP. There's Coldenhoff hanging on to 4th. Fists clenched from the Dutch team owner. And Lucas Coenen taking a couple of laps to bridge the gap between himself and the Spaniard, Ruben Fernandez. This is going to be for 2nd position. Tried to show him a wheel, tried to give him a little bit of a love tap into that left-hander. Fernandez having nothing of it, to be fair. He is built like a proverbial brick house, isn't he? Take a lot to shift Fernandez. Especially the waif-like figure of Lucas Coenen, anyway. Tried muscling his way down there. Seen more meat on Sparrow's kneecaps. But Fernandez wouldn't budge.
Lucas Coenen che è rimbalzato come una palla matta in quelle 2 buche.
Febvre once again back onto the rear wheel of Coldenhoff. Cuts to the inside this time, tries to stay nice and low. A little sneaky glimpse across from the Dutchman in white. He then goes defensive. Febvre's going to have to go the long way round here, try something new. He's not got any change out of inside. He might do this time though. Not quite close enough. But he might be out of this next right-hander. He's been working this move outside, inside. Just wasn't clean enough. Four riders fighting over 2nd. Ruben Fernandez, Honda HRC. Lucas Coenen, Red Bull KTM. Fantic Factory MXGPs. Glenn Coldenhoff and Kawasaki Racing Team number 3. Romain Febvre. Gajser 10 seconds clear at the moment at the head of the field, which is where he's been since he passed his teammate on the opening lap. Coenen went the long way round, but again, the wily experience of Ruben Fernandez keeping him back there in 3rd place. laps complete. 10 minutes plus 2 to go. Right, Coldenhoff. Oh, how close between Coldenhoff and Febvre. Wasn't as close as Sewa and Coenen a week ago in Sardinia, which saw the Belgian cartwheel down the straight after connecting with Sewa's machine mid-air. He sense now Fernandez really holding the job up here. Everyone thinking, well, if I go outside, do I leave the door open? And Febvre looking to go outside, and I tell you what, Coldenhoff read that well, didn't he? He knew Febvre was there a lap ago, and he switched his lineup as well that time around. Febvre very lucky to stay on 2 wheels. Febvre wasn't expecting it. Pulled out at the last minute, Febvre. A frustrated trio of riders here trying to find their way past Fernandez. Oh, Coenen down. Oh, I tell you what, he was lucky to get out of the way there. Coenen out of third. Picks himself up, and that has allowed Romain Febvre to move forward as well. And Febvre all of a sudden finds his way into third position here. He was in fifth, wasn't he? Then he moved into, well, he capitalised on that mistake from Lucas Coenen. Quickly got onto the rear wheel of Coldenhoff. Didn't hang around. All of a sudden he's eyeing up Fernandez in a potential second place here. How things change quickly. So Coenen remounts in 6th position. And Febvre, with that move on Coldenhoff, moves into third. Meanwhile, minding his own business, Tim Gajser. Victorious in race 1. Currently leading race 2. Although a lap ago, Tim Gajser had a bit of a moment. Fortunately, has the luxury of about 11 seconds over Ruben Fernandez, his teammate, who's being pushed by Romain Febvre. Febvre is definitely going to use his cute line here, isn't he? Fernandez tried to use it. Wasn't quite as efficient as the Kawasaki rider, who's going to cut to the inside here, jumps neatly through the turn and breezes by the Spaniard and into second position. Right, what's the gap? Be about 10-ish, 11 seconds. 10.6. 6 minutes plus 2 to go. Febvre last time around 1:49.5. Gajser, we saw him have an off-track excursion, 1:51.4. Normally, you would say Gajser has this one in the bag, in control. Romain Febvre just needs to throw in a couple of qualifying laps now, though, doesn't he? Now he's got clear track, make the most of the situation. Coldenhoff will be eyeing up Fernandez for a potential third place finish. That'll shake up the podium, because at the minute Gajser on 50, Febvre on 44, Coenen 35, Fernandez and the Hoff on 34 each. So the Hoff finds his way past the Spaniard, gives him another couple of points. That puts him in a third place overall. Back-to-back podiums potentially for the Fantic, and 3 in 5 rounds for the Hoff. But as we say, 5 minutes plus 2 laps is an eternity in MXGP, especially when everybody's pushing as hard as they are. Gajser is having his lead slashed ever so slightly here by Febvre. 9.4 seconds now as Febvre goes fastest in Sector 2. Fastest sector of the race, that is, in Sector 2. Sector 1, Gajser and Febvre, 31.7, 31.1, 27.1, 26.5, 25.4, 25.6, so another couple tenths pulled back for Gajser. And as they hit the line at the end of lap 13, Gajser's lap time of 1:50.298. Romain Febvre coming through any moment now. His time, compared to the 50.2, is a 49.2, gap down to 9.6. Still a big ask though, isn't it? With 4 minutes plus 2 to go. Coldenhoff not going to give up the fight. Sure, they figured out that one more pass equals a podium. Needs to throw everything into this final couple of laps here. Glenn Coldenhoff. He's got 5.5 seconds over Kevin Horgbo, who's in 5th. Lucas Coenen, 11 seconds further back in 6th. Maxim Renault 7, Jan Panzer 8, Andrea Bonacorsi 9, Hurlings 10, Watson 11. Tim Gajser, Mr. Perfect, so far today. His race win in Moto number 1, giving him 225 top 3 race finishes in his career. Looking to add to that here in race 2 with another top 3 finish. Crucially though, another podium and another overall Grand Prix victory. Febvre is chipping away. Gajser in control. 8.3 seconds now the gap. Lucas Coenen, that mistake that he made whilst in 3rd position. It was looking so good for a 3rd place finish, maybe even a 2nd place finish, because obviously Fernandez was just ahead of him, wasn't he? But then, as Sacha Coenen looks on the inside of turn 1, as Big Brother goes by, probably still trying to work out whether he's on the podium or not, but still there at the moment, 3rd. He's only got a point clearance over Fernandez and Coldenhoff, who are both tied. But just a, well, I'm going to say it was just a simple error, but these guys pushing on circuit like this, which is so unpredictable, hard and slick and loose, and you just take your eye off the ball, you kind of almost think, right, I'm going to jump here and do this. Fernandez under pressure from Coldenhoff. This is going to be for 3rd in the race, 3rd overall in the Grand Prix. And Coldenhoff, you know he's going to get closed down here. That's exactly what Fernandez does. Coldenhoff read it well though. Both riders, bar to bar. Coldenhoff has got to go the long way round. That's exactly what he does. And the young whippersnapper barges his way into 3rd. Just needs to stay there now. Coldenhoff on the podium with 36 points. Lucas Coenen on 35. Lucas Coenen at the moment, watch this here. Fernandez went defensive, then ran out of options in the turn. That allowed Coldenhoff to cut back. Better drive. He had to jump long. That's exactly what he did. Back end just came around on him there, though. Again, a close one between 2 riders up on that plateau. The gap between 1st and 2nd down to 5.2 now. Gajser in a 1:51.8, looking very comfortable, but just a little too comfortable as he tries to manage this race now. But we are nearing the 2-lap board. That's how your podium looks right now. Lucas Coenen. Too far off of Kevin Hornmo, unless any of the front runners makes a slight mistake here in the final 2 laps. Gajser about 33 seconds further up the track. He's getting ready to take the 2-lap board fairly soon. Anyway, a couple of laps ago, when he was into 3rd place, Lucas Coenen made this mistake on this part of the racetrack as 2 laps to go for Tim Gajser. Another 1:51.3. Romain Febvre will go through at the end of his 16th lap. 1:51.3 as well. Watch this here, just folds the front there. Very easy mistake to make. Maybe just took his eye off the ball ever so slightly. Thinking about nipping up the inside of Fernandez, but that's what's cost him 3rd in the race and a definite podium. Anyway, Febvre still chipping away. The gap now, I think it's realised, he's bitten off more than he can chew. The gap now 6 seconds. Because sector 1, just at the bottom of the hill there, 31.6. Gajser pulls back another full second. It's now 7.1 seconds. Febvre spent too long getting through traffic this time around. And by the time he got into 2nd position, Gajser was in race management mode. And Tim Gajser now, this is his race, his Grand Prix to lose. Fernandez has gone down. Oh, I tell you what, he's took a marshal out there as well, hasn't he? So Fernandez dropping down the leaderboard. Febvre making his way towards the end of the lap. But Tim Gajser over the line to start his final lap of the race. The gap now 6.6 seconds. It's been another majestic performance from Gajser. Waited until the perfect moment in race 1 to find his way past Febvre. Oh! Wow, that was Coldenhoff just tagging the rear wheel. Oh! Wow, big moment there in the race. Hopefully that marshal is okay, but Calvin Fernandez hit a hole or something that sent him off track. 2 moments for him, the second one ending him down in 16th place, but hopefully that marshal down there is okay. But Tim Gajser is going to be stretching his advantage from 36 to 39 points in just a few corners' time at the top of the leaderboard in MXGP. The fans here only came for one thing. Tim Gajser celebrating as he goes past Gajser corner. He used to be able to stop there when the finish line was in the opposite direction. Tim Gajser wins the Monster Energy MXGP of Trentino. Sends the fans into euphoria once more. And you know that when the race is over, they're going to be running their way down to the podium. There'll be another smoke screen that Gajser celebrates. What an occasion. 6 wins now for Tim Gajser around here. As we came into this weekend, 4 riders were on 5 Grand Prix victories around here. Jeffrey Hurlings, Tony Cairoli, Jorge Prado and Tim Gajser. Gajser now makes it 6. Honda with their 7th victory around this Trentino racetrack, but what a place for Tim Gajser over the years. 2nd in the race for Romain Febvre, and Kawasaki's wait for a World Championship Grand Prix victory here in any class goes on. Febvre was hoping to change that today, but not to be the case. Glenn Coldenhoff 3rd in the race, 3rd overall, so the 1, 2, 3 in the final race, mirroring that of the podium here this weekend. Gajser with 50 points, Febvre 44, Coldenhoff 36. And Coldenhoff absolutely over the moon. 3 podiums now in 5 rounds for the Hoff and Fantic. 4 if you include the podium of Bonacorsi from Spain as well. Giacomo Garibaldi there congratulating his man of the moment. 6 victories for Tim Gajser here. We'll hear from him in just a few moments' time. Tim Gajser goes 1-1 here in Trentino. Romain Febvre, 2nd overall, had to play second fiddle today with 2 second-place finishes. 3rd overall, Glenn Coldenhoff, 5-3 for the Dutch youngster, inverted commas. Anyway, everybody's off the track, and the moment has come for the Slovenian army to make their way. What's the quickest way through? They're saying, where do we go? Go round past the finish. Look at them, like a swarm of bees trying to make their way to the podium. You'd think they'd be well versed by now, wouldn't you? With it being the 6th time. Let's go down to Lisa. I'm sure she is with a euphoric Tim Gajser. 6 wins here now for the Slovenian.
Tim Gajser, massive congratulations. Another double race win victory. You gave Gajser Corner exactly what they came here for. It couldn't have gone much better than that.
I mean, I'm speechless. Super nice, you know. Always, you know, when we're coming here, I want to give a win to the fans, you know. It's not easy. We all know everybody's in a great shape. Roman was riding amazing, all the others as well. But yeah, I'm super happy to go 1-1 here. I think it's going to be crazy in front on the podium. So yeah, huge thank you to everybody. The bike was working good. We were struggling yesterday a little bit, but we found really good settings for today, and I was enjoying a lot. And yeah, really happy.
Great job. Thanks, Tim.
Tim Gajser on the top step for the 52nd time in his career. The Honda HRC rider was majestic in race 1, bided his time to find his way past Romain Febvre to take the victory with 5 laps to go. Race 2, found his way past his teammate on the opening lap. And from there, he went into race management mode. 1-1 here for the Slovenian in Trentino.
Lungo weekend, 3 minuti per dare il via, come detto.
What a place this is, what an atmosphere.
Perché con il clamore qui sotto il podio si sentirà veramente poco.
I want to know how the guy with the wheelbarrow out the back of the bus with about 17 cases of beer and a couple of kegs in there is doing. Hopefully he didn't sleep through it. But Tim Gajser victorious here in race 2 for Honda HRC. Ruben Fernandez, Kawasaki Racing Team 2nd. The Hoff, Glenn Coldenhoff 3rd overall on that Fantic. Ruben Fernandez and Kevin Horgmo 4th and 5th. Horgmo on a privateer, Honda, don't forget. Honda Motor Blues SR motor. Then we got Lucas Coenen on the Red Bull KTM. Maxim Renault Monster in his Yamaha. Jan Panzer, another privateer in the top 8. Runs his own team, Tem JP 253. Bonacorsi 9th. and Iago Kiet's 10. Then we had Hurlings, Ben Watson, Marcel Stauffer. What a great day for Marcel Stauffer, leaving here to 11th overall. Tom Cock, Ivo Monticelli and Calvin Valandren, who we just saw go out spectacularly in that race. And then Kevin Brumman, Adam Sterry, Tony Cairoli and Mitch Evans picking up a point. He obviously expected more, but underestimated the challenge of the pace, fitness, the speed, the production bike that is riding. So he'll be pleased in many ways to pick up 1 point here today. Tim Gajser bagging the full 50 points on offer on race day. Febvre second overall with 2 seconds. Glenn Coldenhoff for the 5th and a 3rd. Glenn Coldenhoff for this 35th career podium on his 236th Grand Prix start. Jeffrey Hurlings 9th overall. Steps in the right direction. 15th a week ago in Sardinia. 9th overall here today. But what a day for Marcel Stauffer. 11th overall for the Austrian. Tim Gajser now moves 39 points clear of Romain Febvre. Hoff solidifying his 3rd at the moment over Lucas Coenen. He's got 20 points over the young Belgian. And then Maxime Renault there in 5th. Ruben Fernandez leapfrogs Kevin Horgmo as he moves into 6th. Horgmo down to 7th. Bonacorsi 8th. And Valandren gained a couple of positions. He's inside the top 10 now. So too Jeremy Seewer in 10th for Ducati. No change in the Manufacturers' Championship standings. Honda on top and pulling clear of the rest. Take a look at the foxhole shot right at the start of the race. Glenn Coldenhoff, what a day it's been for him. '26 now for the Fantic rider. 2nd of the season. And he joins Jeremy Seewer as a multiple foxhole shotter in 2025. Other riders on that list: Noah Ludwig, Paul Jonas, Kevin Horgmo, Mattia Guadagnini. All with 1. Right, there's a fog warning coming in hot if you're at the back. Glenn Coldenhoff, 35 career podiums for the Fantic Factory Racing MXGP rider, stands proudly on the 3rd step. 3 this year for Fantic, 2 in a row for the Hoff. 3 podiums for Fantic by Glenn Coldenhoff, that is. Of course, his teammate Bonacorsi got 3rd overall in Castilla-La Mancha. Romain Febvre, 4 from 5 now for him. 2-1-2 in the last 3 rounds for Kawasaki Racing Team. But Tim Gajser on the top step. 3 wins, 2/3. That's his strike rate so far in 2025. But it's win number 6 here in Trentino. Barely looks like he's broken a sweat. Always great to have the permission to come to these places. The MC Arco president, the owner of the circuit here. Thank you for letting us come here once again. The Garda Dolomiti president. Again, what a wonderful region in which we are blessed to come to time and time again. And the FIM board member handing the winner's trophy to Tim Gajser. 6 wins here now for the Slovenian. He's painted the town red and yellow once again. The provincial and regional councillor, Eleonora Angeli, hands the team trophy to Giacomo Garibaldi. That one will look good in the workshop when he gets back there this evening. Hands it to San Martin down there. But the red plate arrived on the front of the Honda. It goes to Switzerland a week from now, still attached to that Honda HRC machine. Tim Gajser now 39 points clear of Romain Febvre at the top of MXGP.
Un che abbiamo ascoltato molte volte in MXGP, non solo l'inno del vincitore, l'inno della Slovenia.
Tim Gajser, Romain Febvre, Glenn Coldenhoff, the top three in the championship when they arrived here on the top three steps of the podium in championship order here at the MXGP of Trentino. Tim Gajser going 1-1, Romain Febvre 2-2, Glenn Coldenhoff 5-3. We'll talk to the top three in a few moments. Let's take a look at the highlights of race 2 though, shall we? MXGP race 2, Romain Febvre thought he'd got the jump, but it was Glenn Coldenhoff who swept across everybody for his second foxhole shot of the campaign. Ruben Fernandez, Tim Gajser were right there, and it's Fernandez who took the lead early on as Jeremy Seewer went down at turn 1. Gajser was quickly into second position as well as Seewer picked himself up and rejoined the race. There'll be no points on the board for Seewer though. Gajser found his way past his teammate Fernandez on the opening lap as Febvre muscled his way past Maxime Renault to move into 5th after his poor start. Glenn Coldenhoff then came under attack from the 96 of Lucas Coenen. He moved into 3rd and then lost the front end a short time after that. He would eventually come home in 6th place. But that unlocked the race then for Romain Febvre because he was quickly past Coldenhoff and then past Ruben Fernandez. That put him into 2nd. He then started chipping away at Gajser's lead, but Gajser was in management mode at that point. The Hoff got himself onto the podium as he jumped past Fernandez into 3rd. That was going to be good enough for the 3rd step of the podium as well. But for the 6th time, Tim Gajser crossed the line as the overall winner here in Trentino.
Tim Gajser, massive congratulations. Double race win victory, some smart, well-timed, patient racing from you, and you've extended your championship lead.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it was 2 really good motos. I really know that I had to take a good start because it was not easy to pass on this track, already knowing that from the past. But also today, there was not a lot of lines. You had to be more aggressive than usually if you wanted to make a pass. But yeah, I take first race, 3rd place. I think I start on 3rd and then 2nd one behind the Ruben. And make quite quickly the pass on the 2nd race on Ruben and then make a gap and control the race. First one was really nice with Roman, you know, we battled all the moto. And then towards the end, I managed to make a pass and then we were both pushing until the end. So yeah, really happy to win over here. Huge thank you to everybody around me, all the team. Everybody's working hard. So all the fans that came to support me. So thank you very much, guys.
Thanks, Tim. Second overall today, we have Romain Febvre. Romain, despite some fantastic racing, you had quite a frustrating first race, losing the lead there. Quite a frustrating second race as well. How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, I'm disappointed. I was the fastest guys all weekend, and yeah, could not. I mean, first moto was good, but I just. Yeah, anyway, we have some race incident with the yellow flag, and then I lost some times there, and actually I left the door wide open for Tim to make a pass. I tried to fight till the end, but I make a mistake and I crash. So I thought the second moto I can make it happen, but somehow I didn't get the start, and then yeah, like Tim said, on this track it's difficult to pass. So I managed my way to second, but yeah, the gap was too big to him. So. Yeah, just I need to work harder to get better and to finally get the win more often.
Thank you, Romain. Third overall today, we have Glenn Coldenhoff. Glenn, a fifth and a third. You're getting used to these podiums. Really good run of form. You looking and feeling good, I assume?
Yeah, I think it's not too bad for a 34-year-old. I mean, all weekend I struggled a little bit and I was off the pace, and you know, starts are so important, and luckily I could take another whole shot, my second one of the year, and you know, I was just a bit more free, and you know, I could follow Gajser quite a bit, and you know, feeling was just a lot better. So third podium of the year in 5 rounds. I mean, it's crazy, but yeah. Like always, thanks to the team, they have done an amazing job, and hopefully we can keep going like that.
Well deserved. Thank you, Glenn.
Good job, Glenn Coldenhoff. You know what, he's getting so old, he can't even remember his age. Look, 33, oh no, 34. He knows I'm only joking. Glenn Coldenhoff, Fantic Factory, MXGP. What a run of form he's in at the moment. Second in Gajser, round 2. Second in Sardinia a week ago. Third again here, back-to-back podiums. 3 for him, 4 for Fantic. What a fantastic season they're having. Third in the championship at the moment for the Hoff. Romain Febvre, yeah, just left the door wide open, he said. When Tim came through, he tried to make amends, made that mistake, fell on the final lap in race 1. Didn't get the good start. By the time he got to second, Tim was too far gone. Must work harder. That's the score report. And the report from the headmaster himself. Can he bounce back in Switzerland? Well, Tim Gajser came here tied in the all-wins list of 5 wins around here with 3 other riders. He breaks free from that. A 6-time winner here now in Trentino for Tim Gajser. Tim Gajser strengthening his grip at the top of MXGP. 39 points clear now as we head to round 6 in Frauenfeld in Switzerland 1 week from now. Of course, we'll be there. Remember, it's a Saturday-Monday race, Easter weekend. From me, Paul Malin, thanks for watching. From the rest of the team, enjoy the rest of your weekend, whatever you're doing. We'll see you next week. Bye for now.